So you've seen Hosea's work firsthand then? I saw the whole thing. Poor girl didn't stand a chance as soon as the shooting started. Bastards have got a grudge against the NCR. Ella was one of us, and we'll make them pay for what they've done. I've heard you're something of a mercenary around these parts, so I'm here to let you know that the Bear rewards its friends handsomely. Especially those that help in the fight against terrorist scum. Now, my sources tell me that you've secured a meeting with Hosea. Is that correct? Great. Looks like we can use you after all. As much as I'd like to string that bastard up right now, the brass hasn't given me the go-ahead. We've heard rumors from the locals that the vultures might have discovered something big. Command thinks it could be something dangerous. They don't want to leave our outposts open to retaliation without a full reconnaissance of their capabilities. So what I want you to do is go to this meeting with Hosea and try to get in his good books. Figure out what he's got planned. Do that, and you'll be rewarded for your efforts. So what do you say? Good. If you can find out where their stronghold is located and what they're planning, then we've got that asshole dead to rights. Come meet me and my squad at Camp Golf once he trusts you. I'll have more work for you there if you're looking for more opportunities to get paid.
I keep hearing about some courier making a fuss with it.
No one gets in to see the boss without my say-so. So you're the one the boss told me about. Yeah, you definitely look the part. Go right on through. He's waiting for you.
Ah, so you came after all. Nice to meet you. Come, take a seat up here at the table when you're ready. Ah, so we finally meet. Jackie told me about you. I bet you were expecting someone a lot more intimidating when you first heard the stories. Sorry for not living up to your imagination. The title of Raider Boss doesn't really conjure up images of a 70-year-old man, does it? No matter. It's good to finally put a face to the name I've been hearing so much about. I have no idea why, but I have a good feeling about you. Probably just nostalgia. Used to be a young nomad myself, always on the lookout for raiders. God, that was probably before you were even born. Anyway, enough about me. What made you decide to come here after all? It did. The Hawthorne girl hired you before, and now I'd like to do the same. Hire might be the wrong word. Recruit seems more fitting. Don't worry, you'll be paid accordingly. But I'm also offering you a dream of something more. a Vegas free of NCR rule. We're in desperate need of a new system. We're heading down the same path that the old world did, and we can't just stand by and watch it happen. You look like you might want to know more. The Brahmin barons of the NCR, it wasn't always like this. Laws were once written to serve the people. Let me give you an example. When the bigger landowners couldn't just... In order for that to happen, as the years passed, this allowed... Well, you're lucky. It's an endless war of backstabbing politicians, ready to sell their soul to the highest bidder. The average worker breaks their back in a thankless job where they make barely enough to eat. Leeches like Gunderson exploit their labor for vast amounts of wealth, while the majority struggle to make it by. They did. But when people aren't even offered a choice to the contrary, did they really? Look at the biggest contributors in the past 3 elections since Tandy's death, and tell me the system still works. The same names keep popping up. Gunderson, Hawthorne, Weston. Although, yes, you're correct. The people voted them in. Politicians live and die by their funding. Just like everything else in this world, money is king. These people have massive influence on the policies each political party run on, to the point where the working man does not have a representative. And so it was a lie sold to the people. A truly free market that would allow anyone with the determination to be a success in the Republic. And what a lie it was. The farmhands who voted Kimball in are working longer hours and getting paid less than what they were all those years ago. Small caravans, businesses, and ranch owners have been pushed out of the market completely as the bigger outfits monopolize. Is that a system you think is worth saving? You're right. Somewhat, anyway. The rule of law has brought peace to the frontier. Applying it is where the Republic runs into problems. Those laws are flexible depending on your social status. The powerful don't suffer the same consequences as the rest of us. One rule for the rich, another for the poor. Gunderson is a fine example of this. He's infamous for intimidating competition within his industry, a complete brute of a man. If he wants someone's land, a few raiders happen to show up to attack their ranches. A few weeks later, he'll conveniently move in. Sure, it's illegal, but grease the right palms and the problem goes away. Anyone else, without the connections, gets put on the chain gang. The system is rotten to the core. It needs to be torn down and rebuilt from the ground up. The NCR may be beyond saving at this point. However, Vegas offers a fresh start. We can build something better. Perhaps inspire the workers of the NCR to break their chains in the process. Join me, and we can build a future for the people of Vegas. Good. You're just the type of person I need. Although the NCR has been trying to get a mole in here for a few weeks now. So I'm afraid I'm gonna have to send you off on a little task to prove yourself. I want you to go meet a fellow new recruit. You and him have more in common than you know. Go meet him at the El Rey Motel. He'll be waiting. Use the passphrase, "Hit the beast while it slumbers." If it's him, he should understand and fill you in on the details. Now, it's been good chatting, but these old bones need some rest. So I'll catch up with you once your task is complete. Good hunting.
Hi, do I know you? Sorry, are you on a jet trip? Maybe you need to sit down. Is that the right... Sorry, I don't think I know you. Did you mean to say something else? So you're the one I'm supposed to be waiting for? You're not what I heard you knew Ella quite well. She seemed like a... Has Hosea filled you... He must be testing my memory. Well, he won't be disappointed, thankfully, as your man here has a good memory. The NCR transport crops using caravans from the local farms from here to the Mojave outpost and then further on to NCR territory. That corn could feed all of Vegas, so what he needs us to do is obtain the caravan schedule. Okay then, glad I could help. Meet me back here once you've got the schedule, unless there's anything else I can help you with? See you later, ma'am.
So you came after all. Glad to see you're on our side. What can I do for you? I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty comfy. Plenty of food, the mattresses are soft. Can't ask for anything more, really. It's another story for the troopers. It's rough for those boys and girls down there. I don't blame them for hating it here. I absolutely loathed my drill sergeant when I first enlisted. Although, if I met her now, I'd buy her a drink. Go ahead. I'll answer what I can, within reason. I've been on this mark for a year now. At first, the brass didn't really take him serious. Nothing more than a pest. Robbed a few caravans here and there. Kidnappings from a few big caravan outfits. Notable, but nothing massive. So they sent bounty hunters after him, but they all seemed to disappear or find no trace of the man. Finally, Mr. Hawthorne had enough when the attacks were digging into his bottom line. "Miss Wilson, I need you to take care of the problem," he says. I'd already taken care of a few jackal souls by that point, so I said it'd be my pleasure. I can see where the bounty hunters have had issues. Hosea is a hard man to find. Who really cares? Raiders are all the same to me. Best just killing them. But Hosea, like a lot of bosses, thinks himself an idealist. Where's the idealism when he and his gang are shooting men and women with families in the back? Was born in a little town called Modoc. Was cozy enough when I was growing up, but a little boring. Me and my brother enlisted soon as I turned 18 and him 20. Sadly, he was killed in action against those Viper scumbags. Made those bastards pay, but it still doesn't get any easier after all these years. After that, I asked to be transferred to the Mojave. Now this shithole of a desert feels more like home than Modoc ever was. I have once. Didn't realize it was him, though, as no one knew what he looked like at the time. This was before the papers came out with the name Vultures for his gang. He knew I was hunting him for sure. I was off duty at the time, and was trying to wind down. He buys me a few drinks and starts talking politics. I can't remember why, but we started arguing, and I ended up getting thrown out the bar. Barkeep said I had too much. The next day another caravan gets robbed, and that's when I see his picture in the papers. It was him. An old, vulnerable-looking man. Nobody would have suspected what he was capable of. Very well. Is there anything else I can do for you? Watch yourself out there. You're back. What can I do for you? That makes sense. We've tried to get someone in their ranks for a while now. Each time we've lost contact with them not long after. You'll be needing that schedule so he can stage an ambush on one of those caravans. Here, take this holotape. This is an old schedule for NCR Ranger patrols. Don't worry, these have all changed months ago. We use the same kind of structure as those corn caravans, so Hosea likely won't be able to tell the difference. Just be careful. Those vultures seem to always see us coming. Now, is there anything else I can do for you? Very well. A friend of the NCR is a friend of mine. Let's hope you keep it that way.
Hey.
Welcome back. Do you have the schedule? I hope Hosea doesn't think we're taking too long. You have? That's great! We're supposed to meet Hosea back at Fire Water Cave once we're finished here. I'll mark it on your map. I've got to attend to this delivery first, sadly. Maybe I'll see you again later at camp. Good luck.
Take one more step, and I'll turn your head into paste. You don't look like NCR. Who the fuck are you? So you're one of the new recruits Hosea was talking about. Sorry, gotta be careful these days. Fiends are getting bold, too. Enough about that, though. I'm Paula, and I'm the one unlucky enough to have the responsibility of watching the front door. This here is Firewater Cave. This little shithole cave is one of the only places outside of NCR jurisdiction. Try not to steal anyone's bed. I swear, if I need to deal with bed bugs again because some lazy prick can't seal their kit properly. Finally, someone in this place who's actually considerate. Well, I'll be. I'm used to everyone just taking what scraps they can get around here. Now, before you go, I'll give you a quick rundown of this place. If you need patching up, I recommend you go speak to Beth. She can be found right at the bottom of this cave, just before the hermetic door into that godforsaken bunker. If you're needing weapons, ammo, or just general repairs, then Dexter is the man you're looking for. That guy is mighty good with a screwdriver and a wrench, let me tell you. Wouldn't mind having his skills. Now, with that out of the way, is there anything else I can do for you? Or you good? Got it. Remember, you're welcome here anytime.
Ah, good to see you again. Welcome to Firewater Cave. I hope Paula didn't give you too rude of a welcome. Don't worry, she's just being protective. You'll be friends in no time. Anyway, how did you get on? Did you manage to get the caravan schedule? That's good news. Once Frank manages to get them to our agents in the field, I'll give the gang the green light for another few raids. I know North Vegas has been struggling lately, so they'll be happy when they see the haul we get from those caravans. We don't have an official ceremony or anything, but let me welcome you to the Vultures. You're welcome to stay here as long as you need. There'll be plenty of time for that after we deal with the NCR. I swear, we'll drink enough vodka to knock out Lannius himself. Although, I doubt they'd allow such things within the Legion, with all the bullshit about moral decay jammed into their heads. Anyway, I reckon you'll want to meet everyone in camp. They'll be happy to walk you through their responsibilities and their day-to-day jobs. Once you've got settled in, I'd like to have a word with you. I have a job which requires someone with your talents. Ah, you're back. How's life treating you, friend? Ah, excellent. I chose Firewater Cave to hide from the NCR, not just because it's out of their reach. Let me explain. During my traveling days, I came across a Poseidon Energy call center. This was back west, before I started my war against the NCR. Those sorts of places, if you're lucky, could have spare medical supplies hidden in a first aid locker. That's if you're willing to take the risk. Kids these days think they know best. You ought to listen to your elders. You might learn something once in a while. Now, where was I? Oh, right. I found more than just meds that day. A couple of terminal entries and a pair of coordinates led me out here to this cave. I also found a bunch of bizarre-looking keycards inside. Not sure what they do, other than the one that unlocks the bunker door down next to Beth. We did, but it was far too dangerous. We nearly got overwhelmed. Honestly, we're lucky to be alive. I should have known it would have been dangerous when I read it belonged to Poseidon Energy. It's not sounding promising, is it? However, I'm sure someone with your talents will be able to clear it out. The terminal entries mentioned a name, Paul Reeves. Think he was some company executive who managed a joint project with Voltech. Both of those companies, based on everything I've read, were military contractors for the old U.S. government, on at least one occasion. So, that means we could be sat on a military stockpile if those coordinates are correct. Well, I like your enthusiasm anyway. We'd greatly appreciate your help. We'll throw some caps your way for sure. My thinking is that there's maybe something inside that can help in our struggle against the NCR. See what you can find. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Okay, good. Take this key card. It's the one I mentioned that unlocks the door down next to Beth. Also, Dexter should be able to help you out if you need any particular weapons or ammunition. And finally, good luck. Try not to get eaten down there. Ah, you're back. I hope you're making friends around here. Well, I guess that explains Vault-Tech's involvement with this place. Did you manage to get inside? Ah, damn. Wait, maybe that's what this other keycard opens. I'm not gonna lie to you, this is a pretty difficult decision. Where there's a vault, there's normally people inside. I don't think opening their vault door without their permission will make them too happy. I think the risk is worth it, though. We need to make first contact with the residents. They need to know that society still exists outside that steel door. If we're lucky, we might get some new allies to join our fight. With the NCR's similarities with the pre-war government, perhaps the residents narrowly escaping nuclear hellfire might sway them in our direction. I'm sure their grandparents' stories will have left quite an impression. I'm still skeptical about this entire thing, though. With Poseidon Energy having a stake in this place, I can't help but feel the specter of the Enclave is involved in some way. So I urge you to keep your wits about you. There is something fishy going on here for sure. I can answer whatever questions I can if you have any. Good. Hopefully, the next time we speak, we'll have a comfy Vault-Tech home to sleep in. Maybe that's just wishful thinking on my part, though. Take this keycard. I think this'll open the door you mentioned. Good luck.
Hey,
You're back. What can I do for you? No, that's not good at all. My superior will sign off on this, I have no doubt. You've done a good job, and the NCR doesn't forget its allies. I've still got a favor to ask you, though. I need you to remain undercover in his ranks, just in case those scumbags have an ace in the hole. Be vigilant, and wait for us to come siege the camp. Once we're there, tell Hosea he has no choice but to surrender. Hopefully, he'll come quietly, but something tells me that won't be the case. Do you have any questions? Try and convince him that Hosea is their enemy. The NCR has the law and order that they lost when the bombs dropped. If they won't join us, then it would be in the NCR's best interest for you to get rid of them. We can't handle any more enemies at this point. Any other questions? I can see your concern. I hope it doesn't come to that, but I'm afraid I can't provide you any immunity. If that's something you end up having to do, then I'm afraid that'll make you a criminal, and we'd have to arrest you. I'm sorry, but I cannot offer you that level of immunity. I know it's crass, but you are just a merc to us. Do you have any other questions? Let's hope the answer isn't too grim. I'm glad. Good luck. I know it's tough to hang out with raiders and not be tempted to stoop to their level. I've done a bit of undercover work myself. Keep your chin up, all right?
Halt. Facial recognition scan failed. Identify yourself or you will be forcefully removed from the area. Voice pattern recognized. Welcome, Mr. Reeves. We hope you're feeling better today. You have not been at your office for 73,365 days. If you are in need of an extra day to recuperate, then you are encouraged to do so. Enjoy your day.
Ah, it's you. You survived. I really hope you managed to convince those residents to help us. We're gonna need it. Dead? Everyone? This is not what we need right now. I need you ready for combat, stranger. Make sure you've loaded your magazines and got all the stems you can carry. We're cornered. The NCR has us surrounded outside and are demanding our surrender. Damn right I'm scared, but I won't go down without a fight. We haven't given them any notion we're here, so they won't know for certain. However, there's no way they leave without thoroughly checking this cave. It's only a matter of time before they blow the door down and assault the cave. You've probably got the most combat experience out of everyone here, so I'll need you to take point. I hope you're okay with that. Surrender? Why would we do that? Do you know what the NCR does to criminals in the Mojave? There's no fair trial. We'll be buried in the desert, never to be seen again. We all formed this gang together. We're a family. They're willing to sacrifice everything for a better future. You could be right. This campaign has been rough. We've lost so much already. I've been following my gut, but where has that got us? Stuck in a damn cave with a firing squad pointed at us. First time you lose a soldier, it's a sacrifice that had to be made. One then becomes two. Before you know it, 2 becomes 20. Until eventually, all the old guard are gone. It's just you and a bunch of new faces for the meat grinder. I can't bear to lose any more of them. I need your advice. What should we do? You're right. Those bastards just want me. The others could decide what to do from there. Although the NCR know I run with a gang, there's no way they don't scour this cave top to bottom. I think it might be worth the risk. We might be able to wait this out underground. The steel doors should be impenetrable from the outside. I don't even think a direct blast with TNT could blow them down. With how stretched the NCR is, they can't siege us forever. Command will have to pull them back at some point if they aren't getting results. And that's when we leave. I don't even think there's a need for me to surrender. I could hide in the bunker too. Well, you're right. I thought maybe there was still a chance we could make this work. Fate wouldn't be so kind. Wilson won't stop until I'm either dead or in prison. Perhaps I'll give her what she wants. Luckily, my dream lives on through everyone here. It'll be the next generation that'll change everything. Take the torch to the systems that have harmed so many. Well, you're right. I'll need to quickly say my goodbyes to everyone and let them know what's happening first. Thank you for making everything clear to me. Don't take this the wrong way, but you're wiser than you look. Before I go, I have one last favor to ask you. If you ever see Jackie again, give her this note. I would really appreciate it if you granted this old man his dying wish. Now, it's about time I'm off. Look after everyone, will you?
Well, well, if it isn't the hero of the hour. I wouldn't have thought Hosea would have surrendered. Never mind because of a common mercenary. Me and the NCR brass owe you a drink for sure. He's been a real difficult mark to pin down, always escaping just in the nick of time. Not anymore. He's off to an NCR prison now, and he'd better sleep with one eye open. People don't take kindly to terrorists. Although, strange thing is that he came to us alone. I just wonder where the rest of his gang are. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Which means they'll be real difficult to flush out there without getting shot at. I'll radio command to try and get a breach and clear squad. They should be able to clear that out no problem with the firepower they're carrying. Leave that to them. You've already fulfilled your end of the bargain, and you should be rewarded for that. War's ratcheting up over the dam, so who knows if they'll need me or not. I'm hoping I get approved for some shore leave. Want to blow off some steam in New Reno. The booze is cheaper there, and I'm a proud cheapskate. I've got orders to take him to Shady Sands. If it were up to me, I'd just shoot him here and bury him just down the hill. Take no chances. Reckon Kimball wants to put him on trial. Try and call back some of those approval ratings. Way I heard it, he's not too popular back home. A bloody war with the Legion will do that. You know politicians. Assholes always want to put on a show. Yes, I'd say so. The NCR doesn't forget its allies. You had our back, and we'll make sure to have yours in the future. Take these caps. You certainly deserve them. And have a little bonus for getting Kimball a show trial. One last thing. Mr. Hawthorne, the father of the girl who Hosea murdered, wants to thank you for capturing the bastard. He doesn't like to be kept waiting, so head on to the Ultralux on the Strip as soon as you can. He's most likely dying in the restaurant, the Gourmand. Good luck. I've heard he can be a real generous fellow.
Crocker can kiss my sweet
Get
Republic
out.
ass.
Get out. The fountain is for wishes, ladies.
Who wants to swim? Water's fine.
Please remove your bra from the bottom of the fountain. And gather your clothes and belongings. Ladies, please disperse.
Come on, big man. Roll
All right,
up in
ladies,
here.
show's over. All right, girls, show's over. Wanna dance? Hit Gamora.
It's the law, girls.
Are you going to spank us? I so love handcuffs. Hello, Sparky.
All right, enough fun for tonight.
The fountain is a restricted area.
Beg your pardon, but could I trouble you to turn over... My deepest apology, but we simply can't have any... Please.
Hey.
Beg your pardon, but could I trouble you... My deepest... But we simply... Please. They'll be handled... Pleasure speaking.
You don't look like the rest of these wannabes. You must be the one Coleridge told me about. I called you here because I wanted to thank you for helping get justice for my daughter. I don't know whether your reasons for turning down payment are altruistic or because of contempt for me. These days, it's hard to tell. Regardless, it's your choice and I won't force the matter. Now, I'd like to be left alone to gather my thoughts if you don't mind. If you have any last questions, please, make them quick. You wouldn't know him. He's one of those spineless bureaucrats in the Senate who couldn't organize an orgy in a fucking brothel. When my caravans were first attacked by those raider fucks, I politely asked Coleridge to solve the problem. When his incompetence got my daughter butchered, I told him the truth of the situation. I mentioned that my donations to his re-election campaign might somehow find their way in the pot of his opponent. And thus, the caps were found for a contractor. Yeah, I saw him in the foyer, and he offered me his condolences. Odd for him to show such compassion. We're rivals, after all. I've been led to believe that his son went missing in this very restaurant. Perhaps he's looking for a gun for hire. Despite our differences in the past, I wouldn't wish the death of a man's child on anyone. I hope young Ted is all right. I made a deal with these white glove freaks. I own one of the biggest cattle ranches back west. So does Gunderson. I reminded them that centralizing your source of meat when your main delicacy is Brahmin Wellington would not be the brightest idea. Who knows? We may be able to make a deal in the future if the terms are right. It'll be shut down for now while we make the funeral arrangements for Ella. We'll bring her back to the Republic. Her mother deserves to see her daughter one last time. I don't want my little girl to remain in this hellhole 1 minute longer. As for Vegas, I have a right mind to up my share of the take. Make these bastards pay for the funeral. You offer your hand to help and they'd rather side with raiders. Coleridge said the locals were unwilling to help in finding Hosea. Maybe I'll be unwilling to help them in return. Not from the NCR, then. Can tell because there's not a man alive there who doesn't know to respect or fear me. You worked with my daughter before those animals killed her. They're lucky you got to them before I got my hands on them. I would have shown them the real meaning of pain. Hurt them in ways that they wouldn't even believe was possible. By the end, I would have had them wishing for death. That is who I am. Very well. Thanks again.